Oh, sorry. Hello again, YouTube. On this video, we're going to do issue number 9 of Build the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger from Fanhome. Of course, it'd be nice if they sponsored me and I wouldn't have to pay for the model, right? Well, anyway, yeah, I guess we'll get right to it. Let me show you what I have in the model so far. Okay, in this issue, we got issue number 9. This is some more of the suspension, I believe. I'll go through this part of it. Okay, so it's more of the suspension, basically I think it's the passenger side. So we got the chassis parts, and we have a bunch of little screws this time. We have oh, talking about screws, in the last video where I said I was missing 2 different screws, and right now I can't remember what it is, but I actually found them on the floor. They fell out of the bag, so I found them, but I didn't know until after I got ready to get up out of the chair, and then I heard something on the floor and seen it. So anyway, the screws in this kit are going to be the AM screws, CM screws, DM, DP, EM, FM, IM, and KM are the screws of choice in this build. Why so many different screws? I don't know why they do that. Okay, we're going to be bringing the frame back from the previous package. I think it was number 6 or number 5. Had something to do with that. I have to go back and look to make sure, but yeah, we're going to be using the frame again, where we're adding more stuff to it on the passenger side. So we'll go through that, and then we're also going to need, from the last kit that we did, we're also going to be putting stuff on that. And then we get to attach it to the frame. Yes! And then you get to add in the cross member, and then the brake caliper, some more of the steering assembly, that kind of thing goes up. And I think the one that comes after this, pack number 10, I believe, or stage 10, is going to be more concentrated on doing some other stuff to like the steering and things like that. So, but I think after, let's see, number 11, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14 are the next 4 kits that are coming in, I think. I think that has something to do with the engine. I think we get to work on the motor on that one, the other tire and wheel, and then we also get to work on the motor too. I kind of looked on their website to figure that one out. Alright, and then here's the kit, which I haven't opened yet. So there that is. A lot of little parts in there. So let's get to it. Sorry, I've been bumping. Find the button again. Okay, in this stage they want us to use the chassis, and they want us to put in this little piece right here, which they call a cover plate. It goes over here. Oh, you can't see. Sorry. And like that. They want us to put it right here on the frame. So I didn't notice this before, so I got to looking at it, that on this part of the chassis, I noticed that this side is a little bit bigger than that one, and I got to looking on this, on the back side of this, and this is small, and that's the bigger
This
one.
might answer your question. According to Wikipedia,
Alexa?
the small intestine or small
Alexa?
bowel is an organ in the gastrointestinal tract where most of the absorption of...
Stop. Anyway, I don't want to say your name again because I know what happened. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, this little stud, or should I say this part of the frame right here, that's a little bit bigger than this side. So on this part of it, there's a little slight difference between this one and that one. It's just a little bit smaller on this one, so it's going to go here. If you don't put it in that way, it won't set flush with the frame. So if you do like it, it sets flush. Yes! Right, so they want us to use 2 CM screws. And sorry about the little arguing with Alexa, but sometimes she gets a little argumentative. So if you have one of those units, they're pretty cool to have. Of course, I didn't talk about it in that one video I was talking. I was going to say something about her, and I didn't. So, alright, this takes a little bit of oil on the thread. If I can do this without knocking stuff down. Some more CM screws, please. Yes! The camera, I got it kind of close to my arm, so if I bump into it, it makes it move a little bit. So if you want to know why the camera's moving a certain way, sometimes when I bump into it, it shakes and stuff because it's really close to my hand where I'm working at. So if it shakes, that's why. Snug it down until it's... may have to get another... seems to be okay. See what I mean? I bump into it. Let's go to the fishing. Yes! Okay, there's that. Now on the next step, they want us to take the piece they call 9K. That's the engine support, and I'm assuming it's this little... I'm looking real close because it looks like this. I'm just double checking to make sure, because alright, so there is a slight difference. This is made out of, I think it's metal. Okay, so there is a slight difference in the way this is shaped. Okay, just looking at the diagram a little bit better. Okay, so it looks like it goes like this. If you notice, the hose look a little different. You got like a spot here that looks a little bit raised on it. Yes! And then the other side is flat. The flat side goes under the frame, but you want this little raised part to be pointing just like the other one on the other side. So set it in there like that, and I don't know if it'll balance there until I get a screw put on my screwdriver. They want it to be held in with an AM screw, and right here. Now this video might be just a little bit longer, I'm not sure. Just depends on how many. If I have to make a few cuts, I can shorten it a little bit. So if I start making any mistakes or anything like that, I'll probably cut. But I'm kind of determining whether I should leave the mistakes in the video, which I do make quite a few sometimes, but you know, if I leave them in, at least you'll know, I make mistakes like everybody else does. So alright, so we're going to attach this engine support into, we do call it engine support, right? Yeah, engine support to the chassis. Okay. And you screw it down. Make sure you use 3-in-1 oil on the threads before you put the screw in, because it is going in the metal. Okay, there's that. Next, they want us to take part number 91. There's also a position cover plate. Okay, and it looks like this one. It's got a little bit of an angle compared to the other one. This is made out of plastic. And there's a pin on one end, and then there's a raised area for the screw to go in on that other side. So it's only going to go in one way.
Yes!
And I'm trying to figure which way does it go. I don't think the driver's side even gets this. No, because it looks a little different on the driver's side. So I didn't get one. So this okay. I'll have to look and make sure that this is the right side. Okay. Looks like that's the way it's only going. It's only going to go one way. It ain't going to go any other way. So, although I'm not sure if that's right. We can try and see. Yeah, it's not going to go any other way. So you're going to have to do it that way. Okay, it only goes one way.
Yes!
And it won't be held in with 1 cm screw. Since it's going in the metal, it's going to have a little oil on it.
Yes!
This cushion gives a little bit, so I'm gonna have to hold it with my other hand so it doesn't give and make me strip the head out. So. Okay, nice and tight. And the next part. Okay, that's all for that part. Okay, the next one, they want us to put in the torsion bar.
Yes!
Into this part of the frame. There is a slight bend in it, so it can only go a certain way, kind of like this one does. So they want this to go in like this, kind of going in that direction. It'll still turn while it's in the hole, so you'll be able to move it when you start adding the other components to the frame. It'll move where you want it to go. Alright, so with that in place, they want us to hold it in place with a DM screw.
Yes!
And DM screws have like this little thing that looks like a washer made onto it. I guess you call it a flange. So, just in case you're wondering. Alright, so a little bit too much on that one, but it might be alright. You gotta hold the torsion bar while you tighten it down.
Yes!
will turn while you're trying to tighten it down with this, trying to tighten the screw down. It does try to turn with it, and you don't want it to turn while you're tightening it down. It's still a bit loose. I have to snug it some more. It's kind of hard to tell if I'm even actually holding the torsion bar still because it's still trying to turn in my fingers. Still be able to turn it. I don't know if it's tight or not. It's hard to hang on to it. I need something that I can hang on to with it. Okay, let me find something. Okay, in this little next section, they want us to attach the torsion bar bushing on here to attach the torsion bar to it. And I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit, so I'm bumping into it too much, so I got to move it out of the way some. There we go. So this is only going to go one way. So it goes in there like that, and you put the torsion bar in it, like so. Okay. Did I bend it too much when I tightened it up? Maybe. Yeah, I might have. I think I bent it when I was trying to tighten it up, so I'll try to straighten it out a little bit.
No!
That's better. Okay, there's a little pocket right here on the frame for that to attach to. And it goes just like that. So I'm going to have to attach that with an IM screw. That's a little bit of a long screw.
Yes! Yes!
This one has a little bit of a flange on it, just a little. A flat part on it, and since it's going in the middle, I'm going to put a little bit of oil in it.
Yes!
Oops. Get it started, and then I'll get that back on where it belongs. In.
Yes!
And it can still turn a little bit, but it's okay like it is right there. Alright. It still looks a little bent though. When I was trying to tighten it up, and I think I bent it when I was trying to tighten.
No!
I'll put it back like it was, or close to it. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay, now next step, it involves taking this away again. Set it to the side.
Yes!
Okay, next step, we need to grab
Yeehaw!
position Okay, let me look at the instructions real quick and I'll come back. Okay, in this step they want us to take the, let's see what they call this thing again. They call it it's a little bitty piece, a little small, and they call this a kingpin, and they want us to mount it into the suspension arm, the right suspension arm. So you gotta line it up with the hole like that, and they want it to be held in place with an FM screw, which I need some oil again.
Yes!
Put it like that. So we can get it started. Now, nowhere on this do I see it say anything about leaving these loose, so just tighten it up. I'll make it a little snug, but I think since it's got to be moving, it's a moving part, so I'm gonna make sure it's not really super tight, just snug, so I can still move that part any way it needs to be moved. So I can still move. Get a little bit tighter. Okay. It's still movable. Okay. That's about as tight as you want to get it. Alright. And just snug it. Okay, now they want us to take the shock tower and they want to put it in here. It doesn't look like it has a certain way that it has to go in. It doesn't look like it. Looks the same either way. Just like a slight bend in it like that, but okay. From the picture, it looks like it bends over towards that way. See, it does have a slight bend in it, just a little bit, so I'm gonna assume that it has to go like that towards the inside. So set that down like that. It'll stay that way. And they want it attached with an FM screw. More oil, please.
Yes!
Get the hole lined up, and then we'll
Yes!
put the screw in. Snug it down. It still has to move, so it just basically holds it in place. It doesn't really tighten it down. It just kind of holds it because it's going to move. So it's a moving part. So I'm away with that one. So okay, next step is to put in they call this a travel limiter. It's a little triangle looking piece. I think it's a travel limiter. It's just a piece of plastic, so there's no screws attaching it in, so no glue either. And it has to go in this hole, which I gotta push it in.
Yes!
So can only go, well, it can go either way. So it's got a pin that has to go in the hole, and you gotta attach it. Next this. Oh, this ain't gonna be easy. Just have to get it lined up with the hole and then push it in.
Yes!
Okay. use my screwdriver to push it, because it's going to hurt my fingers if I try to do it with my fingers. I'm going to make sure it's lined up in the center, like that, and give it a push.
Yes!
Okay, it's a little crooked. Yeah. Okay. Now that's in. And it's not going to fall out or anything, so it's going to stay in there. So.
Yes!
Okay, the next step, they want us to attach I don't know what they call this. The right front knuckle arm. They want us to attach it. So it goes like this. Yeah, it only goes one way. You can't do it another way. So you gotta put this part of the arm into that. And it's got to be held in place with an EM screw. So I gotta lay it down. Okay, it's got one of those little flanges or made onto it. Okay. It's a little flange type screw, and it's going in the middle, so we got to put a little lube on it.
Yes!
Okay, and then you want it snug where the part can still move, but you don't want it so tight that it can't move. So right now it can't move, so we'll loosen it back up a little. I'm having a technical issue here. Yeah, I know. You probably was screaming at the screen saying I was putting it on backwards, but there's the way it's supposed to go. So, I do make mistakes, like I said, but I try to... If you want me to leave the mistakes in, I mean, if you want to say something in the comment about it, I can leave the mistakes in. I'll leave this one in, but, you know, if I... But there's that part. Okay. Next part, we need to combine this with the other part that we did in the other kit. We get to attach this, and we get to put the spring in it. Okay, so we need the spring. This is made out of metal, apparently. Alright, so they want us to... Well, this is going to be fidgety. You want that to go in there like that. And then you want it to go in like that. And then they want us to attach this. This is going to be really fidgety. If I can do it without breaking something, I'll be fine. Alright. want us to attach it to the back side of that part there. Now at the moment I can't think of what they call that. I just know it's the rotor assembly. Okay, they want us to use CM screws for this. It's going in the metal, so it's going to take 3-in-1 oil. I'll try to get this started. It wants to go. There's 2 sets of screw holes here. 2 sets of hoses. It's going to go in the top one. So, and this looks like it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of fidgety here. So it's going to be a little awkward. There we go. So it might be a little tough to get this in there. Okay, another CM screw. This video might be a little bit longer because this one's being a little bit more fidgety than the other one. Some of it's a little easy, some of it's a challenge, but that's the fun part of it. So we move that out of the way, so you line that hole up with it. Okay, that spring that's in there has actually got some tension on it now, so it's giving me making it a little bit harder going in. I don't think it's going yet. No. There we go. No, it's not. There we go. Now it's going in. But yeah, because it's got tension under it, it's giving me a little hard time getting it in there. We'll get this side next. Tighten this side up. Turn it over here. Remember, don't over tighten. Okay, that part's done. That's what it looks like so far. Okay. And it allows for the suspension to travel. So I didn't make it too. It does travel. Now I know at one point it's going to ask you to take a spring out for some reason, and right now offhand I don't know what that is. So now we get it to attach it to the frame. So this thing's getting heavy. Alright, so they want us to attach it over here. Oh, this is just getting more funner and funner, isn't it? Okay, there's the 2 raised areas right here. They only go in one way. You got these 2 little spots for the screws to attach it to the frame. So you just have to eyeball it to know where exactly it goes. And you find it where it goes, and you flip it over. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I need to figure out what screw has to go in it. FM screws. Okay. Get those ready before I flip it over. I'll go ahead and cut the camera to save the time on it. Okay, now back to where I was at. I had to get this started because it's a little bit fidgety to hold this. So once you get the hose lined up at the bottom, then you put the screws into the frame right here and right here. And I had to get them started off camera because it was being a pain to do. Okay, oops, sorry. This thing is getting a little heavy, so just double checking everything before I snug it down for good. Something don't look right about that. I'll take it back out. I think something's off with that. It might not be lined up with the hole. Okay. Okay, maybe it just does go that way. Oh, it's like it on the other side. Okay, we're good. This started to say it's going in crooked. No.
Yes!
It's okay. That's the way it's supposed to go. It'll pull itself in and it'll tighten up as you get closer. Now the next step is on the next page. In this stage, they want us to attach this part onto the so they want us to attach it to the chassis. Where's okay. The suspension arm to the torsion bar bushing. So it goes on like that. And then you put in, they want it to be held in place with an EM screw. If we can do this without making it go cross-threaded, it'd be nice. Snug. And next step, it is getting heavier. I don't know how much this weighs now, but it's getting a little heavier. Okay, put this down. Okay, now we get to put in the cross member or the K member. Okay. Turn this around this way. K member, they want it to not sure exactly. Let me figure this out real quick and I'll come back. Okay, I had to look at everything real close to see how this goes together, but anyway. We got the member setting in place, the cross member. Okay, they want us to use KM screws to go here and here. They want us to use CM screws Right here. Let's see where. Yeah, those right there and right there. And then they want CM screw to go into this little hole here to attach that to this. Okay. So we'll start with the KM screws first. Or is that how they, or not? Just turn the chassis upside down, put the K member on. Then you want to you want to line the K member up or cross member up with this. Already done that. Line the holes up, 3 CM screws and 2 KM screws. Okay. Which is what I just said, right? Okay, so 2 KM screws. And also going in the middle. So a little oil on that. KM screw. I'm just gonna get it started so I can get it to hold in place. Get it to line up. Okay. And I'll tighten it down. Okay. It's not tight yet, so I'll come back and tighten it. Go ahead and do that now. Tighten those. Well, before I do that, I want to make sure I get the other screws in first, because I don't want the hose to be offset when you start tightening them down. Okay, the next one is CM screw. A little bit of oil on the threads. Put that right there. Just to get it started. Because we need to be able to hold this up so I can actually put a little force to screw the screws in, being that they are going in the middle. So okay. CM screw. To go. Go on this little member here. Okay, I gotta line the hole up first. Get this tightened down, and I'll start tightening down the others after that. Before I can tighten it down, I'll get it over where I can see better. Okay, it's tight. Get this. Snug. Then I keep bumping into the camera. That's the reason why I wanted that arm to be a little bit taller, so I could get the camera a little bit out of my way, so I wouldn't bump into it every time I moved my hand. Okay, tighten these up. Okay, that one up. If you can see or not. that's tight. That's tight. Okay, I didn't forget any, I don't think. And it is getting some weight to it. So, there's that. Okay. Let me look at the other steps real quick. Okay, now the instruction tells us, now what they're wanting us to do now is attach the anti-roll bar onto the assembly we just put on, but we got to put it on this side and we got to put it on that side also. So these are going into plastic, so you don't need to, since they're going into plastic, you don't need to use oil. So you gotta line them up like that. This is getting a little bit tight spaces now. Okay. This is going into plastic, so be careful when you tighten it up. You don't want to break it. You don't want to snap it off either. It'll be bad. Snug. Good. Now we flip this side. And they want us to do the same thing on this side. I might be able to get it easier this way. Maybe. Just have to line it up with the hole. Kind of like that. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it that way. Alright, so DP screw. No oil needed at this point. Screw that in there. And like I said, the center part wants to turn too, so you'll have to kind of grip it, that part of it, when you're putting that in, because it wants to spin too as you're tightening the screw. But you want it to be nice and snug. And I think the screw is just turning. I hope not. I think it's getting tight. There it goes. Okay. Don't want to get too tight. Right. So there's that. They will try to strip out on you if you don't watch it. So there's that. And that completes this model, this part of the kit, or this stage of the model. I got a bunch of extra screws left over, so, which is okay. But yeah, there it is so far. I think in the next shipment they're gonna have me do the wheel, because it wasn't in this shipment, you know, where I could put the other wheel on. It's not in this one, so it's probably in the number 11, and it'll have me put the other wheel, the other tire on with the wheel. But yeah, so far it's looking good. I like it so far. But there it is. I'm trying to find the button. Oh, there it is. Anyway, that's it for issue number 9 of Build Your Fast and Furious Dodge Charger from the from, I think it's the first movie, I think. So that's issue number 9. So if you like the video, hit the like button and hit the notification button, so that way when I do release a new video, it'll let you know when it's when the next, when I do release one, it'll let you know when it's available. And it also tells YouTube that you like these kind of videos. If you want to leave comments down below, if you're having little issues with parts of your model, if it's difficult, or if you got any comments on how it went for you, if you're doing the same model in the same stage, put your thoughts in the comment if you want to, and share it with other people watching also. So until next time, I'll see you when I can, or on the next video. Bye.
Yeehaw!
What are you going yeehaw for? I told you not to do that.
Yes!
There it is. Bye.